how you live on this earth as a person in concert with other human beings. It's not just about you. There's billions of us here. So yes, I grew up here. I was born in the very first and only African-American owned hospital here in Houston. My parents made a conscious decision to do that. The hospital is still there, but it's, I think, a dialysis center or something now. Went away for college. You may have heard of it, Dartmouth College. That's where I went. If there's an opposite of diverse, it was that sort of situation. Particularly this institution specifically was very, very different. To come from a middle class, lower middle class setting to the traditions are very old. It took a lot. I thought I would be a very anti-politician person. I really thought that my real connection to the people was grassroots level. I thought it really had to happen at the base level, one-on-one, face-to-face with that person. After so many years of doing that, it just became apparent to me that unless policies change, directions change in terms of how laws are instituted, what's enforced, I was just, throwing my jewels into the wind, basically. There was a minimal return face-to-face with the person, but how could the change last? And so, sleepless nights, but I just woke up in a sweat one morning and I said, I've got to be at a political level. And then said, go forth, girl. You can do this. Having so much more input into what our city looks like helps us determine where our city's going. And you couldn't even plan for a better experience for a city. I'll tell you this. I thought I was working hard when I was working with the grassroots organizations. I really thought that was the most that I could be stretched. I had absolutely no idea that it takes so much more at the political level. There's so many people I want to help. There's so many causes that I need to be behind, and I'm just one person that sometimes I just get ineffective. But I don't let those feelings keep me down. I keep pushing and I keep going. But it's a lie. Some people seem to be wired for sadness, doom and gloom. Some people seem to be wired for even keel. Some people just seem to be wired for, hey, let's look on the bright side. I think that's ultimately how I'm wired. And then I work in my mind to always think of the good, always think of the positive. Never dwell on the negative. Think about how things can either stay the same if they're great or get better if they're not. Going to protest marches on a Saturday. Every kid lives for a Saturday. Why am I outside of the police department with a sign as a child? All of those things, I think, helped make me who I am and helped focus how I saw my place in the world. So I would say that my upbringing was quite politicized. Not necessarily political in office, politicized in terms of, struggles of disenfranchised and oppressed people. Our parties as they exist don't really encompass all of the things that I feel are important. So if we had to use the terms that exist, I would be more of a democratic in that I think that all people should have a say in how things are decided and how things are planned out. A socialist in that I think that all people should have access to all things that they need: housing, education, healthcare, the voices of women, the voices of the disenfranchised, their rights. All of those things should be taken into consideration and should be equal. Gay, lesbian, queer. Every human being should have equal access and should have the right to pursue their own lives freely, unencumbered. So whatever that is, whatever position you want to put that, that's my position. Yeah. If you're going to live a stressful life, you've got to have stress relief. I enjoy movies. Any lighthearted, fantasy-driven storyline that's going to take me away from my existence for a moment is music to my ears and relief to my soul. I also enjoy antique shopping. Not that I purchased them, I just like looking at them. I like looking at relics and pieces from the past through furniture and other sort of knickknacks that just give me a sense of peace and calm. It's almost as though you walk into your grandmother's house in every shop you walk into, and that just brings me a sense of calm. I also enjoy window shopping when I can get a chance. I try not to spend a lot of money on things that I don't need. It's been a big fight for me. Think of or fantasize about buying just help give me a little boost and maybe a little hope. Even though I'm not going to go back and buy them, it just gives me a little something there. I'm a dog lover. I just, if I can steal away, sitting at a dog park. Those are my stress relievers, if you will.